Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys a strategy that, I talked about in yesterday's video. It became, after a video that I saw that was based off of a 1-minute scalping strategy off of a popular YouTuber. But I basically want to use this strategy because I find that it works really well for all 4 different things. It works good for crypto, works good for stocks, which I covered yesterday. Works good for Forex and gold, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to be talking about this strategy and how to use it for gold. Now, me personally, I have not used it with gold. I know, I know the strategy, but I have not done it on a demo account yet because when I figured this strategy kind of at the end of the market, like Friday. But I plugged it in and it looks like it works really well. I'm going to practice this on a demo account because when you're doing it with, when you're doing this with gold, now gold is the top #1 asset out there. So if you could use this to understand what direction it's going, you can make a lot of money with trading gold on Forex. So I'm going to teach you how to plug in the strategy. It's the same strategy as yesterday. But if you plug it in, what I recommend doing first is practice this strategy on a demo account first. Practice it for a little while. See if you're good at it, and if you get good at it, then you can do it for real. Like always, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss with these strategies on this channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. But anyway, let me show you how to set this strategy up to where you can trade gold, to where you can kind of see the overall direction and pattern of where it's going. Okay, so for this strategy and to set it up, you need the linear regression candles in the STC. They're both free. Let me show you how to set it up first with the linear regression candles. Let me hide these real quick. So what you want to do when you have your screen like this, you want to hide this. This is the first thing you got to do. Well, you could... yeah, just hide your candles first thing. You want to hide your candles, and then you want to go to settings, and then you want to go to linear regression by linear regression channel. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So you notice if you turn on with the candles, it's just going to look like layered. It'll be layered. So you want to hide your candles. Now, once you get into the linear regression channel here, what I do is I change the color of the candles because I personally don't like green and red. That's personal preference if you want to change the color. But what you need to focus on here is your plot line. You can change it here. I like having it be yellow, and you make it more thick if you want to. But yeah, you need to have your plot line here. And I like something that stands out. So that is what is involved with setting up with linear regression candles. The next thing you need to do is you need to load up your STC. Your STC right here, the shaft trend. And I'll show you the default one here. Now you notice that between my settings and the default is a little bit different. What I do is I basically, on the upper and lower, I just make the lines white so you can see it better. And then I get rid of the middle zone. I get rid of that. And that's about it. I check off the middle zone because, and then it'll look like this. And I choose to get out of the middle zone because all my trades and everything is based off of what happens at the top and bottom. So I don't really need to know or have anything highlighted of what goes on in the middle there. That is just a distraction. We really need just to pay attention to what is going on at the top and bottom. So the part of the strategy here, the strategy is really simple. Is you would come in. Now I would do this on the hour. So what I would do is I would wait for it to either cross up. If it crosses up, now I do this on the hour. If it crosses up, I'm going to be doing a buy order. If it's crossing down right here, I'm going to be doing a sell order. I also draw a little line in between, so I don't do this all the time, but sometimes if I see that line crossing through this middle line, I might do a trade because it still does bring in results in the middle there. But I don't do this. This is optional. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But you could see that it's crossing up right here, and you also see that in the charts. So it's crossing down here, and you see that in the charts. So, and then right here, you want to look for it crossing up here, that is a buy order, or it crossing down here, that is a sell order. So that's kind of how you go about this. Now, you want to make the point of the linear line is if you're doing an uptrend, like let's say right here you're checking for it to go up. You need to make sure that your linear candles are above the linear line. It needs to be above the linear line. If it is not, then do not do that trade. So you see that right here on the STC that it's crossing up. You also see the candles are above the linear line. And right down here you see it crossing down, and you see the candles are below the linear line. So that's what you need to look for. So what I want to do is kind of go over how much you can possibly make with this strategy, with trading. Now, I'm really going to be starting this on a demo account in the next couple of days when the market opens later. But want to see potentially how much you can make by focusing on the hour. You could do smaller time frames if you want, but I like focusing on the hour because you could probably see the biggest gains doing it that way. So I showed you where to enter. How do you know where to exit? You exit when you see the candle touching the linear line. So once it starts touching that linear line, that's when you close your position. So you know when to enter and you know when to exit. So let's just look at a couple examples here. Let's not do this one because it's like the end of the market. Let's do this one over here. So if we look at the STC right here, we see that it's crossing up. So you would have get in at this point right about here. This is when you would have entered. Right here. Enter your buy order and you just ride it out until it starts. You can get out here if you want, or you can get it when it starts touching the linear line right about here. This is a 4,979 pip move. So 4979. So if you did this at 1 cent, you would have made $49. So 4,979. If you did this at $1, you'd be making $4,979, which is really great. If you have it to where you can do it at $1, that doing it at $1 is really risky, but you will make a lot when you're trading gold. What I covered yesterday with the S&P 500 is there was clear direction of up, down, up, down. And with this, you can clearly see that it goes up and it goes down. Let's look at a couple other examples here. Okay, so right here on the STC, we see that it's crossing down. We also see that the candles are below the linear line. So right about here will be a good time to get in. You exit your trade when it touches the linear line, or before it if you want. From here to here, now I personally probably would have taken profit right about here. But it touches right about here. So this is a 15,000 pip move. This is a 15,000 pip move that, do your own numbers, but at $1 lot size, that's $15,000. So just put that in math in your head. Let's do another one here. We see that it crosses up right here. You see it's crossing right here. We see that it's above the linear line. So this is when we would enter a buy order right about here. And you ride it out till it touches the linear line, or before it if you want. But as long as the STC is still green, you're still good. But when it touches the linear line, that's when you need to get out. So this is a 16,000 pip move, which means you did it at $1, you would have made $16,000. If you did this at a penny, you would have made $163. So you can see that this turns into passive income really fast. It all depends on what your balance is. So let's look real quickly. The next entry point would be right here. Now, this one looks a little tricky because they're not all going to be winners here. You see the linear line. Now, this doesn't pass the test because it's crossing down right here, but it's not. See, this is where you would not enter the trade because the candle is not below the linear line. It looks like it's about to, but it's not. That's how you know not to enter the trade, because it's not below the linear line. That's how you know that this is not going to be a good trade. So it does happen right here, but this could be anybody's guess right here because this is kind of in the middle of it. It's not crossing anymore. So that's anybody's guess. Let's try right here. We see right here that it's crossing the STC. It's up on the linear line, so this would be a trade right here. So you ride this one out, ride it from here to here until it touches the linear line, which is a 20,000 pip move. If you did it at $1, you would have been made $20,000. So let's see if we can find any more moments. We see it crossing the STC right here, but it's not below the linear line. So this is a move that you would not do. You won't do this move because it doesn't check both. It doesn't check both boxes. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples here. Now, we've done this on the hour here, and I prefer doing this strategy on the hour, but let's real quickly look at a shorter time frame. Let's look at a 15-minute to see how this would work on a 15-minute. If you do it on a 15-minute, you're going to have to be more observant to the chart. But let me see here. Okay, so it crosses down on the STC right here, but it's not crossing down on the linear line, so that's not a good trade. It's not really crossing down here. So, from what I could tell, it's better to do this on longer time frames. Now, I real quickly want to look at the weekly. I want to look at the weekly, and we'll look at the weekly and we'll look at the daily. I want to look at these real quickly before I... Now, if you can actually catch something, let's see, let's go right here. Now, right here, we see it crossing down on the STC, and it goes down, and then this is a short one. This is a short one because it comes down right about here, so this is probably about a 2-week. But then you see it go back up. And let's see right here. We see it crossing up right here. So it's not crossing up on the linear line just yet. You could probably get in right about here if you want to, and then you could ride it out, and this would be a big profit. So what you want to take note of, for the most part, does it ever return back to this moment right here? So you could actually ride it out from right about wherever it crosses. We're right about here, where it's above the linear line, and you can ride this out, and right about here. This is a huge win right here. With the dollar lot size, this would have been $138,000. So let's real quickly look at it on the day. Now, if you do it on the day, do it on the weekly, you're going to have to wait longer for these moves, but it may pay off in the end. But let's look at the daily. So we see it crossing right here, but it's not above the linear line just yet. I would wait till about right here, and then you could ride it out from here, and it hasn't crossed the linear line yet, so you're still good. This is a 170,000 pip move, which means if you had a dollar lot size, you would have made $170,000. Let's look a couple more times here on the day. It's crossing down on the STC right about here, but it's not crossed on the linear line. I'd wait till probably right about here. And I would ride this one out till it touches the linear line. This is a 22,000 pip move. If this was a dollar lot size, this would have been $22,948. Now, you can see that using this strategy, you could potentially make a lot from doing this strategy by trading gold. So anyway, the way I set it up is I have a USD account and a Satoshi account, and you can use these strategies to actually create you more Satoshi, and you can use this strategy to make you more USD. So this will give you passive income 2 different ways. Now, if you guys want to use this strategy, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss, but from what we've seen in the charts, it works better. Now, the original video was a 1-minute scalping video. I'll link it below, and you guys can watch it. You can watch his video. But from what I can tell is by doing it on longer time frame, especially the hour, doing it on the hour seems to be the best results. But doing it on longer time frames seems to work better than doing it on shorter time frames, at least using this strategy. So anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.